Hello, my name is Thomas, and for 7 years I lived on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus. Cyprus is about 50 miles from Turkey, about 60 from Israel, a little further from Egypt, and is the third largest island in the Mediterranean. I live there. My father's lived there, my grandfather lived there, 3 generations of Brits living there on the island, and indeed my aunt was born there.
Oh, this is the hotel I stayed in, to have you. Hotel Atalaya. Atalaya.
So is that in Nicosia then?
Yes, yes, Nicosia. And the cinema, because I always think of the da. There's Kim coming to visit me. My dad came up every day with the kids. Oh, and they're looking at Jill, but I've got Jill in a minute coming out.
I see.
But they're looking through the window.
There
There
she
she is. Ah,
There she is, crying straight away.
Sister Dean said it was the only baby she'd known born with red hair.
Really?
Because when he turns later. See, Francis's was more corn-coloured. It was red,
It
but...
would have been in the sun anyway, though, wouldn't
Yes, odd. Well, we didn't... Oh, there.
She is.
That's a dress I made. I remember that. This is going home now. So excited. Well, I'm probably in there for a week because they kept you in for a while. You just sit on the bed and work your ankles. Oh, this is at home.
Being baptised as well.
Cyprus has a connection to the UK. Cyprus was part of the British Empire from 1878 until 1960. So some of the footage that I show here is from my grandfather, who filmed it in the 1950s when it was still part of the British Empire. A relatively happy corner of our empire, it must be said, life being relatively good as we see happy families at the beach, not so different from today.
This is down at Larnaca. That's the only place we could go. Well, one of the few places, because there were soldiers guarding us. Famagusta.
Was it just army people on the beaches, or were there locals as well?
I think there were locals.
I guess you could call this kind of a colonial childhood. My grandfather was born in what was then British India and spent much of his childhood in what is now India, Pakistan and Hong Kong. He would join the British Army as a boy soldier. He was about 16 years old during the Second World War. Among other things, he helped waterproof the D-Day landing ships. He was following in the footsteps of his grandfather, who joined the British Army at 13 to be a drummer boy during the Boer War. My grandfather would end up having a successful career in the British Army, leaving as a major. Not bad, having joined as a boy soldier. But here we get to see one of his more interesting postings, I think.
Soldiers had to go around in twos. They're not armed, I don't think.
The terrorist campaign was in full swing. EOCA was not an anti-colonial movement, although it's sometimes wrongly classified as such. It's not an organisation fighting for independence. It was an organisation fighting for union with Greece. That was against the wishes of a great many of the Greek Cypriots on the island, and certainly against the wishes of the Turkish Cypriot population of the island. The Brits simply wanted to come to some kind of independence solution that would see the two sides live in harmony, and of course preserve our own sovereign bases on the island. This campaign is sometimes classified among the anti-colonial campaigns, and could also be classified among the early Cold War campaigns. The Greek Civil War was of course the first place where the Cold War became hot, and that's very widely recognised. Ultimately, it would be the mainland Greek junta, the military government, that would launch a coup in Cyprus in 1974 that would precipitate the extraordinary division of the island by the Turkish army invading the northern half of the island. But that was all in the far future. So here we have almost a unique picture of life in Cyprus, a British family simply going about their daily business.
Oh, yeah, Dad used to say, there's my mother-in-law. And then we'd see a man, and I used to say, there's my father-in-law. Oh, yeah. I suppose looking back, you forget all the terrorists and things, you know. I am lucky to have had a lovely life, really, because when you're young, you never think you're going to be... Although we had lots of friends killed, but... camel train. Oh, yeah.
Who made the crocodile then?
Dad, and then we did a few little films. We did one in North Wales, where he's prime.
The old trouble.
Yeah, well, Dad, he kept his figure, but of course he was always so active.
Yeah.
Little trips to the shops, little trips to a picnic, and trips to the ancient sites. And Cyprus is rich in history.
Is this after I'm born then?
This is St. Hilarion, up near where Francis is. I climbed up there very pregnant, and it was quite a climb.
This is St. Hilarion Castle in the north of Cyprus, built primarily by the Crusaders, although the island has been ruled by between 20 and 30 different empires, as the Turkish historian Ahmet Sigazioglu wrote, and of course they have all contributed to the landmarks on the island.
They say Walt Disney got an idea for the fairy castle from this.
Yeah, you're still pregnant.
Yeah, well, it was quite a climb. Better going down. I remember that, those are little green leaves.
It's a beautiful place and definitely worth a visit. If you go, I very much hope that you enjoy it.